So we have to consider the limitations of our study so that we can improve our methods next time. First of all, the study only looked at women and not the effect of the history of depression or age in male marital satisfaction.
Yes, recommendations are important too. Further studies similar to this should also be done on males.
1.
So in addition, the sample size we used in our study was really small, so in the future similar replication studies should be done to see if results are more generalizable to other settings, and this should be done with a larger sample than we used here so that the sample is more representative, and this in turn could possibly change the results of the study as well.
Hey, maybe that's why some of the literature we looked at differed from our results. Those studies also had other variables involved.
I think you're right. If we had a larger sample size, our study would have had greater power. You bring up a good point about the other variables as well. Further studies could look at other factors that influence marital satisfaction. In this study, we were limited to age and history of depression.
I actually wondered if marital dissatisfaction with a marriage can contribute to becoming depressed. Could it be the contributing factor versus a result of it? There also comes the question of the factors that relate to age. Like, how long have the participants been married versus just looking at their age? There's many ways to look at these variables, and further studies should be done to test these variables.
1.
So I think another limit that we had in this study was that there was very limited research available on our topics of interest. Nothing directly really linked to our study. My clients presented a few studies to me previously that were somewhat related. For example, in most of these studies that looked at depression and marital satisfaction, they only looked at participants who are currently experiencing depression, not necessarily like our study that looked at those who have a history of depression. These two things are quite different from one another when you think about it.
That's very true. That was definitely a limit then. Our limitations and recommendations can definitely contribute to this very interesting field of study.